you do it again. It's the Thrift Store Rundown, celebrating International Friendship Day in the most appropriate way by paying homage to friends on a budget. I don't care if you invite 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends, 4 friends, 5 friends over, or actually buy or create cardboard cutouts of the Central Perk Six themselves to keep you company. No friends viewing party, whether it's on HBO Max or DVD or any other outlet you can think of, is complete without something to nos on. As host of TSR and as a Friends fan in trading, I feel like it's my civic duty to tackle that conundrum head on, with the ones that should certainly make friends with your taste buds, depending on which time frame you drive with the most. On the left, we have Cooking with Friends, the first officially licensed Friends cookbook, endorsed by Warner Brothers Consumer Products, written by freelance writer and journalist Amy Wiles Wilson, with recipes by Jack Bishop. Yes, folks, this Jack Bishop. Chief Creative Officer of America's Test Kitchen, Cook's Country and Cooks Illustrated, and a Tasty Lab expert on both PBS programs. On the right, we have the second Friends official cookbook, if accounting, written by Amanda Yee. Way more modern, way more updated, and in terms of names of the recipes, definitely more faithful to the source material than this is. And we'll pull Ross and Rachel and compare all of their pros and cons and differences a little bit later. But for now, we begin with a major facelift for the Cooking with Friends review. Now, why am I calling this facelift? Because you long-time viewers will probably know that I purchased this many moons ago for 25% off the price of $5.99. This Rutledge Hills Press publication retails for $19.95 in the US and $28.95 in Canada. And I reviewed this mainly as an outsider, as a Friends skeptic, which is why the original review, which I will link in the description below, came out pretty boring, brief, and bland. Not this time. As a firm believer in the legacy of Friends, especially when it comes to fun on a plate, we're gonna give it its proper respect. It's only fitting that our resident chef, the love of my life, the lovely Monica Geller, Courtney Cox, is the first of the Central Perk Six to be profiled in this cookbook. All 6 cast members are profiled in this cookbook, which features your standard appetizers and main dishes and vegetarian main dishes, which would definitely make Phoebe proud. You also have your baked goods and coffees and drinks from Central Perk, which is a must. You also have desserts. I'm going to highlight 2 back-to-back chapters in here, which I think are worth highlighting. The first of which being Festive Holiday Selections, complete menus for happy occasions. Oh, hi Monica. She is my sea bass. Well, she will later become Chandler's sea bass, but who's talking? We begin with Rachel's birthday barbecue for 6. Move out onto the patio, the fire escape, the backyard for this summer menu, which would also be a good way to celebrate the 4th of July or any other summer occasion like International Friendship Day, which falls on July 30th. Add cold beers, wine, and a juicy watermelon to round out the meal. This meal consists of the following 6 recipes: clams on the grill, Joey's best grilled burgers, creamy coleslaw, new potato salad, plus grilled corn with chili powder on page 84, and blueberry cobbler on page 118 in the dessert section. You'll find the first 4 recipes here on these pages, pages 58 and 59. And throughout this book, you'll find quotes from many of the cast members and characters, even though they don't specifically list which episodes the quotes came from. We have here Monica's Thanksgiving dinner for 8. It should have been called a Friendsgiving dinner for 8, but oh well. This foolproof meal consists of the following recipes: mushroom barley soup, roast turkey with giblet gravy, cornbread stuffing with apples and pecans, cranberry orange relish, a spiced peanut squash puree, and a shredded Brussels sprouts with bacon recipe. You'll find the apple crisp on page 115, but the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 recipes you'll find here in the following pages. Pages 60, 61, 2, and 3, and 64. We also have a Hanukkah dinner for 6. This is mainly proper holiday-esque entertaining. A Christmas tree trimming party for 12. A New Year's Eve party for 15 to 20. That is a buffet type layout right there. And a romantic Valentine's Day dinner for two. Now you're speaking my language. You want to serve something special, but you don't have the energy to cook for days on end. After all, you need plenty of time for personal grooming and for other more fun after-dinner activities, which is really the truest sign of success. This menu is sophisticated and sensual and won't leave you utterly exhausted for those after-dinner activities. Chilled jumbo shrimp with spicy cocktail sauce, steamed lobsters with butter, and an omelet too. Who else? Ross and Rachel. Lemon rice pilaf with asparagus and individual chocolate soufflés. You'll find the first 3 recipes on these 2 pages, pages 74 and 75, but the individual chocolate soufflés can be found in the dessert section on page 120. The next chapter in here, urban eating. This is inspired by city living. Oh yeah. With grilled tuna with ginger and garlic, a Coney Island egg cream, turkey on rye with homemade russet dressing, a fire escape flank steak, and of course a proper homage to the one that doesn't share food, Joey, played by Matt LeBlanc. Could this be any more urban-esque? No. This is definitely New York inspired, but you know what? If you live in any fashionable apartment, or even a run-down apartment, with, at the very least, a decent kitchen, you can pretty much whip up these recipes anytime. Monica and a chef's outfit, token all. Could that be any more sexy? Oh, hi Joey. Hey, you whip up any of these recipes, you better share them with me because I'm trying to give you guys good word of mouth here, some near 30 years after the fact. Oh well. Plenty of cast still photography in here. Oh, hi Rachel. Sadly, no food photography to speak of at all. Which is kind of sad. But oh well. It's definitely fun, definitely practical, maybe a bit more practical, and surprisingly a bit more timely than the next cookbook I'm gonna bring in right now, which is the Friends official cookbook written by Amanda Yee, published by Inside Editions LP, and purchased from the Barnes & Noble store for 20% off its retail price. They did do a price match. I found a lower price online, 20% off the retail price of $29.99 in the US and $39.99 in Canada. If you can find a lower price online on their website, they'll match it for you in the store, and they did just that. Gather your friends and get ready to say how you doing about more than 100 delectable and iconic recipes inspired by the hit sitcom Friends. Whether you're a seasoned chef like Monica Geller, just starting a catering business like Phoebe Buffet, or regular old food enthusiast like Joey Tribbiani, Friends the official cookbook offers a huge variety of recipes from chefs of all levels, from appetizers to main courses and drinks to desserts. Each chapter includes iconic treats such as Rachel's meat trifle, the moist maker, Phoebe's favorite faces foods. You know, Phoebe has a very staunch policy on foods with faces, hence why she's a vegetarian 95% of the time. I say 95% because, well, save for the pregnancy steak, she doesn't like foods with faces. We also have fried stuff with cheese and Monica's Friendsgiving feast. Also included, the foods of Chandler's ancestors, a guide to making your own homemade Chinese food. Complete with beautiful full-color photos and easy step-by-step instructions, this cookbook is the ultimate guide to all the iconic dishes from Friends. Indulge you in a Monica. Prepare some delicious meals and spend some time with your friends. Let's get underway with this portion of the video. Now this pretty much follows the same format as the Cooking with Friends cookbook, but the chapters are a little more specific. We have here chapters for pizzas and pastas and sandwiches and dinner with friends, the 3 Friends menus that we advertised here. Plus sweets and desserts and drinks, including a few Central Perk offerings. Now, just as Phoebe has a staunch policy against foods with faces, I have a stauncher policy against cookbooks with photographs of butterflies or butterfly decorations. Sadly, this correlates to Phoebe's faceless foods offering. That's not cool, Phoebe. I hate butterflies. That stinks more than 10 smelly cats. Why would you do me wrong like that? Let's just keep this sandwich-based, shall we? Because if sandwiches are the only good things going on in your life, keep these ideas in mind. Of course, the classic moist maker, which is made out of leftover turkey sandwiches, which should stem from an iconic Friendsgiving feast. So you'll find the turkey recipe on page 129, or you can just opt for deli-style turkey slices. We also have here Monica's meatloaf sandwich, Wallace's threesome turkey pastrami sandwich, inspired by the second part of the two-part episode, The One That Could Have Been. What if Carol and Ross didn't divorce? Well then, this threesome turkey pastrami sandwich should be a sign of happy times. A spaghetti sandwich, no thanks. Rachel's lobster with a side of lobster roll, which again pays homage to, but what the heck do you think? Joey's meatball sub. Called by some, the greatest sandwich in the world. Be careful not to oversmell all the mouth-watering goodness, or you'll suck up all the taste units. This is the one worth sacrificing one of your besties for to save. Like Joey did with Ross or Chandler. That was inspired by the one with the white alarm. I should say all these recipes either come from or are inspired by particular episodes that you'll find here in the top right-hand corner or left-hand corner of these pages. In these areas, they'll tell you how much sandwiches or how many servings the recipes will make, and the prep and active cook times for all of them. Here's an olive loaf and ham spread sandwich, an open-faced how you doing chicken salad sandwich, no 5 steaks, eggs and eggplant wrap. That's definitely a Phoebe. All 6 friends, by the way, actually have a sandwich of their own. Did I buy a falafel from you yesterday? That's a falafel sandwich. And finally, Chandler's grilled cheese. Quite simple and quite striking, just like Chandler himself. As is the case with Cooking with Friends, this features many great quotes from the Central Perk Six. However, and this is where we have to pull a Ross and Rachel here and start comparing the pros and cons. In terms of food photography, in terms of aesthetic design, this has Cooking with Friends nearly beaten by 1.5 miles. However, in terms of practicality, some of the recipes in here might have you opting for a trip to a specialty food shop, particularly the ones from Central Perk, or an online food store. I judge any cookbook based upon the practicality of the recipes, how easy they are to find, prep, make, etc. If you can whip them up from basic pantry staples and basic equipment. For this, not so much in some applications. That's why I gotta date it. So while this is a bit more modern and a bit more timely, it isn't that practical. But it's definitely way more colorful. With regard to Cooking with Friends, yes, this is a bit dated, but at least it's equally as timely as this, and it's even more practical. This was published in, 1995 by Rutledge Hill Press. So accordingly, they both get 4.5 out of 5 claps. You can feel the essence of Monica and Joey just coursing through the pages of each of these delicious offerings. It couldn't be any more enticing. Just like this next Friends review coming up. The Friends Trivia Game. And fair warning, this is where it might get a little bit downhill. But stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thanks for watching. And see that, Joey? This is food definitely worth sharing. If you really got game with this, or if you want to opt for ease of use with this. Either way, thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll be there for you on the flip side.